high-tech oils, available from Auto One, Sprint Auto Parts, and all leading independent auto stores.
Thousands of tyres, hundreds of battles, but only one Drift King. Welcome to the 2015 Demon Energy D1NZ National Drifting Championship Series, where the V8s have gone to war with the turbos in a polarising display of high-octane drifting. I'm Brendan White. Joining me in the commentary is Kenny Ruddle, and the start of the season back in October kicked off in the mighty Manawatu.
Yes, that's right. Round 1 at Manfield Raceway with the V8 versus Turbo final that really set the scene for the rest of the season as Darren Kelly drew first blood to take his second ever round victory from Andrew Redwood and Adam Hedges. We then went to the concrete jungles at Mount Smart Stadium hosting the Auckland Night Round, and it was plenty of carnage on a new track layout with Drew Donovan and Phil Sutherland taking away the big hits of the night. They walked away unscathed as it all came down to the dramatic final between Kurt Whitaker and Fanga Dan. Fanga spinning out on the final lap. Whitaker would take the top step to claim revenge for the V8s and the Autosure R34.
That's right, Kenny. The series then made its way to ASB Bay Park, Mount Maunganui for round 3 and the second half of the concrete gauntlet. And again, it was another tough round for the pit crews as New Zealand's best drifters laid it all on the line. It was a tough day for Drew Donovan once again. Shane Allen, Fangadan and Michael Prosnick all having their own on-track dramas. But in the end, the final battle would shake up the series points heading into round 4 as Andrew Redwood made another appearance in the final, but a broken half shard would knock him out on the first lap, handing a huge hometown debut victory for Cole Armstrong in the V Energy 250G Skyline.
That brings us to the halfway mark of the season, and after round 3 it's Andrew Redwood leading the series by just 2.5 points from Darren Kelly, Cole Armstrong bumping up into third place with 2 pole positions and a round win, Woolhouse and Templeman rounding out the top 5.
Well, round 4 of the Demon Energy Tour brings us to the northern Waikato Hampton Downs Motorsport Park, where teams and drivers relished a return to the faster circuits as the championship chase was turned up to a whole new level. Yes, that's right, thanks to Toyota's Galore and Kempe's Mitsubishi, the Demon Energy D1NZ series returned to one of the most unique and challenging drift sections of the country, where a good setup over the undulating midsection can take you to the top of the podium.
With a good crowd in attendance, this was Hamilton and Waikato's chance to see the D1NZ high horsepower monsters in the flesh and meet their favourite drivers. The championship title fight is always the big talking point, and after round 3 in Tauranga, it was the hometown hero Cole Armstrong who took the spotlight after taking a top qualifying effort at round 2 at Mount Smart. He then went back to back with pole position at Bay Park before sealing the deal on round 3, his efforts bumping him up into third in the championship.
Yeah, Tauranga obviously, finally at my hometown we had a victory there. So stoked to just have the car perform so well like we've always wanted it to, you know. It just did everything it needed to do, and it just did it really well.
So while Cole's made a mid-season stab at the series title, it's Californian V8 pilot Andrew Redwood leading the charge heading into Hampton Downs.
No, I've been in second a lot. I always seem to be right there, but never on top, even if it is only by 2.5 points. But yeah, I just need to keep my head down and make sure I know it's only 2.5 points. There's a lot of guys right there in that top 8 that could easily take my spot, and I could be out of the top 8 if I don't do well this time.
So early in the morning, as the drivers get briefed by the series judges, it's time to check out that track rundown where a new standing start chicane has changed up the judging criteria.
The Hampton Downs T2 drift section is the shortest duration drift section in D1NZ. Despite its length, this has proven to be one of the most difficult sections to master in door-to-door competition, largely due to its unique elevation change that puts a test on car setup as well as driver skill on entry. Like round 3 at Bay Park, round 4 will feature only 2 scoring sectors. 2015 brings new changes to the starting procedure at Hampton Downs. While previous years featured a rolling start into turn 1, drivers will now enter the section from a standing start near the track pit exit. During the battles, the lead car will also navigate a mandatory speed chicane to regulate car speed. From here, drivers will accelerate from the typical race line into a compulsory switchback entry on the right-hand side of the track. This is also known as a mungie. Drivers need to show full commitment to swing the car back to the race line along the wall. This is the first outside clipping zone. Judges want to see the cars slide down the wall at no more than 90 degrees before powering through to a late inside apex. The line judge will heavily mark down for missing this inside clipping point. This is crucial in setting up the preferred line over the hill into Sector 2. This style judge will also be scoring points for quick application of the throttle during the transition from the first outside clipping zone into Sector 2. There are 65 points on offer for Sector 1. Get this wrong and you have thrown away more than half of your points allocation. Entering Sector 2, drivers will be judged on their ability to maintain speed and angle through a smooth and concise switch before hitting the left-hand inside clipping point at the top of the hill. From here, drivers need to use as much throttle as possible to reach the final outside clipping zone, finishing the section with a straight rolling burnout. The style judge will award points for minimal use of the handbrake and full throttle application over the hill. There is 100 points on offer for each qualifying pass. Getting the perfect entry into Sector 1 is the key to the rest of the lap. The cars are primed, the drivers are ready, it's time to go drifting.
But as we take a look at the battle tree, it's all about the top 16 this weekend, and Darren Kelly and Andrew Redwood, they're the names to look out for on the right-hand side of the tree. Championship title contenders heading into this round, but also look out for Fanga Dan, Shane Allen, Gaz Wider, Dave Steedman on the other side as these boys scrub some heat into the tyres and we get set right into the top 16.
And our first top 16 battle up is that of Fanga Dan Woolhouse and the Century Batteries Commodore, Northland's finest versus Tom Marshall, also from the far north. And as you see, as they came off the start line there, that new starting chicane that we saw in last week's show, that gives the lead car a bit of an advantage as they come through into the drift section. You can catch more of that on our website, D1NZ.com, on all the judging criteria of the weekend, as well as the new starting chicane. Tom Marshall out on the lead there. Fanga Dan, good advantage in the chase, and Fanga Dan goes through to the top 8.
Next battle up, Rattler Motorsport, Shane Allen and the BHC SB Tools Falcon leading out from Drew Donovan and the Milwaukee Tools S15. Now Shane Allen held the advantage here. Drew Donovan doing everything he can to try and win something back here in the second pass, but his entry just wasn't good enough. He was a little bit too far off that inside clipping point, and Shane Allen would hold a very strong advantage here and go through to the win into the top 8.
Yeah, you can see there where it all went wrong, unfortunately, for Drew Donovan. Shane Allen on the faster line managed to pull the gap. Top 8 for Mr. Allen. Gaz Wider versus Matt Lauder. Wellington versus Whangarei, the Tektaloi S14 on the chase here. Two very fast initiations. Beautiful drifting there from both drivers. Gaz Wider, bit of a mimic there. Sorry, bit of a, I guess, correction on his front wheels, which will mark him down, but I guess the judges will also be scoring him very high for the chase that he has on the 180SX, the Bling Company 180SX. What a run, though.
Yeah, as we take a look at the Demon replay, and you have to remember Matt Lauder pushed Gaz Wider to a rerun. Unfortunately, this was the battle where it was all lost, and as you see, Matt Lauder just washing out too wide, Gaz Wider capitalising on that, and he went through with the win.
Next top 16 battle up, you've got Brad Smith in the Burger Fuel 350Z versus Dave Steedman in the Mimico S14. Now both these drivers, a bit of a shallow initiation. Dave Steedman closing the gap on that Mimico S14. That's a new platform for him this season, as well as the Burger Fuel 350Z. So both have been climbing that championship ladder as they get used to the setups, and that will be Dave Steedman through to the top 8.
All right, so that's the left half of the top 8 battle tree locked in. Woolhouse, Allen, Wider and Steedman all ready to go for the top 8. Let's take a look at the other side as Kyle Jackways and Nico Reed fight for a place in the top 8.
Now Kyle Jackways has done a really amazing job in past seasons here in the Colton's Motorsport 180SX, but look at the fast initiation there from Reed in the GVI S15. Kyle tries to close the gap, that washes him out a bit. This is going to be advantage to Reed. Lost in the smoke now, Kyle, unfortunately.
Yeah, Nico Reed just holding a strong line there. Kyle Jackways washing out as we take a look at the replays, just left behind in the smoke. And really, it's just a complete victory to Nico Reed.
Yeah, Kyle Jackways just a bit of a passenger in that battle.
First battle up of the day, so going to give it everything.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one, I reckon. Just try my best and try to keep as close to him as I can.
Yeah, now this is a battle not to be underestimated. Young Joe Marshall has delivered some great chases this season. Darren Kelly leading the championship. Shallow initiation there, but a big three-wheel there from the ATJ 180SX Kenny.
Oh, and then a big correction there from Darren Kelly. It wasn't a straight line, he was still drifting, so it's going to be interesting how the judges favour that. But look at Joe Marshall now, he's offline from that chase line.
Yeah, it's going to be a really hard battle. So basically we do a tipping scale. Which was the bigger mistake? Joe Marshall's big three-wheel dirt drop or Darren Kelly's big correction? And I guess the judges called it that Darren Kelly's was the leader in that one, and he got the advantage. He goes through to battle Nico Reid. Unfortunate end for the Kerry ATJ 180SX, but Phil Sutherland now on track 2 R34 chassis, 1 V8, 1 RB powered, and a big dirt drop there also from Phil Sutherland.
Yeah, Phil Sutherland just pushing a little bit too wide on that compulsory right-hand initiation. Kurt Whitaker would have seen that. He's just going to keep it safe, hang back here, and he'll take an easy victory through to the top 8.
Yeah, unfortunate end there for Phil Sutherland in the Hampton Downs campaign. We'll see him back for Christchurch, no doubt his hometown local hero. Next battle up, Shane Van Gisbergen versus Andrew Redwood. Shane in a borrowed car after the hyper tyres. R34 went out. Shane Van Gisbergen just struggling on the initiation there. Unfamiliar car, not used to it. Very shallow angle. And then you've got the veteran in the Club Auto FCRX7, one to never give a slight advantage to. Andrew Redwood's just going to close the gap here. Real unfortunate for the V8 supercar ace there in that unfamiliar car. Redwood, easy pass through to the top 8.
Yeah, unfamiliar car, as you say, Brennan, and really Andrew Redwood just hung back there with the advantage, and he goes through to the top 8.
We're at Hampton Downs, Waikato. It's the top 8 coming at you. Woolhouse, Allen, Wider, Kelly, Reid, Whitaker, Redwood. Some huge names there in New Zealand drifting. But first off, it's that old traditional Holden versus Ford battle. The SB Tools, Rattler Falcon versus the Century Batteries. Holden, Commodore. Now 2 very fast cars here. The Rattler Falcon with the initiation first. Shane Allen going big, 90 degrees angle, but he debeads the tyre, and that causes Fingerdan to hit him in the Century Batteries. Commodore, contact is made, Kenny.
Yeah, bit unfortunate contact there. Fangadan just really had nowhere to go. As we take a look at the replay, Shane Allen just stacks on that angle, and you actually see the rear tyre debead, so Fangadan just nowhere to go.
I knew he did like a handbrake entry, so I gave him a little bit of a lead on it, and then as soon as I entered, I just started reeling him in, and he just went too much and lost it, so I had nowhere to go. I was trying to pull it out wider, but yeah, just took it all in the front, so.
Yeah, an unfortunate end to the SB Tools Rattler Falcon there as he limps back to the pits.
Tried him before last year, but the car's a bit different now, so I'll just do what I can do, stay as close as I can to him.
Yeah, he's going good, so it'll be another good battle. I'll push a bit harder this time, I think.
Dave Steedman and Gaz Wider, a pair of S14s going head-to-head, although it is V8 versus Turbo in the lead as Gaz Wider enters in the Phoenix Radiators S14. Dave Steedman, though, stacks on that angle.
He does, but the judges will be marking him down. There was a straight line coming into the start of the section, so he's pushing hard now, too hard. Takes out the clipping point. That's going to give the Phoenix Radiators S14 a massive advantage. And we'll go to a replay here just to see where it went wrong for Dave Steedman.
Yeah, the Mimico S14, just big contact there with the clipping point, and that was all she wrote, unfortunately, for the RB30. Gaz Wider taking a win for the V8s.
Right, next up we've got 2 heavy hitters sending it down into the judge section. Darren Kelly on the lead, Nico Reid, South Auckland's finest, on the chase. Big fast initiation from both drivers, 90 degrees. Nico Reid just stacking on the angle as they come through. What a chase there from Reid. And slight little correction there from Reid's front wheels. Are going to mark him down ever so slightly there. Nico Reid, though, closes the gap on Darren Kelly. What a chase.
Yeah, fantastic chase from the GVI S15. Some fans down there on the sidelines as the pair come through for their second pass. This was a really fantastic battle. Nico Reid now in the lead.
Yeah, Nico Reid, slight advantage. Darren Kelly's going to have to deliver the goods to go through to the top 4. Big initiation again from both drivers. Very fast initiation. Darren Kelly now closes the door. He's chasing just as hard as Nico Reid did. Look at that on the back bumper. Door-to-door action. I'd hate to be a judge in this one.
He had the advantage on the first run. I just thought, got nothing to lose, so just gave it absolute everything, and I think we might have rubbed bumpers a couple of times, but we went through, so stoked. Top 4 again, it's just what we needed.
Well, you heard it from the man himself. Darren Kelly did enough in his chase run to take the win there from Nico Reid, so he'll go through to another top 4 consistency for the championship. But look at his competitor Andrew Redwood in the chase now with Kurt Whitaker.
Yeah, both these drivers in the championship fight. Andrew Redwood comes in though too hot. Whitaker looks back in the rear vision mirror. He sees he's gone and he just puts the loud pedal down. Redwood nowhere to go, washes out. That is a very important battle, and that is going to hurt Andrew Redwood in his championship fight.
Demon Energy replay on board with Andrew Redwood, and look at him just stacking it on, kicking the clutch, trying to recover something out of that, but it just wasn't enough. Another angle here, the Club Auto Insurance FCRX7 washing out wide, nowhere to go, and unfortunately that hands the victory to Kurt Whitaker.
There you have your top 4. The 2 Drift Corp members from Whangarei, Woolhouse versus Wider, Cully versus Whitaker.
I tell you what, me and Gaz have got some stories to tell in drifting, so it's going to be a good one.
So keen to battle Fanger again. He's got that new car singing, so should be good.
Yeah, it's great always to see the two Drift Court members from the far north out on battle. Collectively, they hold 6 New Zealand Championship titles. Who will initiate first? Fangadan goes in, but look at Gaz Whiter tucked straight in behind him. They trust each other's driving so they can put a door-to-door. But Gaz Whiter just a slightly bit off there, Kenny.
Yeah, it is a late apex, but he's also trying to aim for that rear quarter of Fangadan's Century Batteries Commodore. Fangadan out in the lead with a very strong run. What's going to happen in the second pass?
Your Fangadan's not one to hold back. Gaz Whiter fires it down the chute. Gaz Whiter's going to be looking to try to extend a gap here on Fanger. Both initiate through. Fanger very, very fast. Closes the door now on Gaz Whiter. It's going to be an advantage to Fangadan Woolhouse. Can Gaz Whiter pull away? But Fanger puts a wheel down. He couldn't see through the smoke. Didn't know where he is. That will now be an advantage to Gaz Whiter, Kenny.
Yeah, that's right. As we take a look at the Demon Energy replay, Fangadan just drops a wheel. In fact, he annihilates that clipping point cone. The judges would have seen that, and that puts Gaz Whiter through to the final.
He's been leading the championship for the first couple of rounds. He's only just dropped the second behind Redwood, so he's a contender. So it'll be good fun.
Like me and Kurt have got some pretty friendly history with everything, and we're good mates. So still gonna give it everything and rub some paint maybe.
Right, so we're down to the business end. 2 R34 chassis, an RB engine on the left, a 410 cubic inch V8 on the right. Kurt Whitaker on the chase at the moment, both fire it in. Kurt Whitaker, bit of a shallow angle there coming in, but he stacks it on. And is he going to be able to close the door on the Turbo Smart R34? Darren Kelly up over the hill, but a big correction there from Kurt Whitaker. That's going to hurt him coming through to the final pass.
Yeah, strong run there from Darren Kelly. Kurt Whitaker, just that little correction, as you say, up over the hill, and that's really just where all the vital points were lost. Darren Kelly just holding his ground. Kurt Whitaker now has a chance in the lead.
Yeah, he fires out the gate really fast. Look at the lead he's already got on Darren Kelly. He knows he's got to deliver. Quick switch in there, not as big angle as we want to see with the compulsory switch to the right, but Kelly, he's just going to try to round the ground up here. Whitaker, big gap, Kelly shallow angle. He does have a huge advantage though, and Whitaker is just not going to be enough. Darren Kelly goes through.
So that puts Whitaker through to the battle for third place.
Yeah, so me and Kurt have had some good battles over the years, so now this one's going to be a good one as well, and it's just going to be down to who has a good day and who's going to stand on that third step, so awesome.
I'm going to have to just chase him hard to start with and then put on a nice clean run to start on the lead, and we'll just see how it goes.
All right, both drivers ready for battle. Who's going to get that third podium spot for round 4? Hampton Downs, the Auto Shore R34 is on the chase. Fangadan Woolhouse out on the lead. Kurt Whitaker, though, he initiates first. Fangadan now replicates. Already a bit of a gap there from Woolhouse on the lead.
Yeah, the Century Batteries Commodore powering away from the Auto Shore R34 as they come up over the hill. Fangadan looking very strong here with a good lead advantage. Kurt Whitaker, though, with another chance to pull something out of the bag in the lead. What can he do for the battle for third and fourth?
Yeah, well, Whitaker on the lead here too. Veterans of New Zealand drifting both initiate at the same time here. Fangadan nice and wide, good proximity here. They come through. Fangadan just quite wide on the first apex, but he switches through. Fangadan has a straight line over the hill. Not good for the Century Batteries Commodore.
Yeah, that's going to be a big mark down for Fanger, unfortunately, and that's going to hand victory to Kurt Whitaker as we take a look at the Demon Energy replay. Just drops the wheel over the curb, up over the rise, and unfortunately that is all she wrote for the Century Batteries Commodore.
It's the final battle.
So we're through to the final against points leader at the moment, so hopefully we can try and claw some points back after we missed that first round, so we're looking good.
Yeah, it's a game. We battled him 2 times in the last 2 rounds, so both times he's managed to get one up on us, so this time I'm going to be fighting for some revenge.
Revenge is on the cards then from Darren Kelly, the Turbo Smart old suspension race seat R34, and Darren Kelly not being given an inch from Gaz Whiter, the old school versus the new school. Look at Whiter on the back bumper. He's gone wide though, Kenny.
Yeah, this is going to hand an advantage here to Darren Kelly for the first pass, though. Gaz Whiter reels him back in over into sector 2 and right on that door on that Turbo Smart logo, and Gaz Whiter just amazing drifting here as we take a look at the Demon Energy replay. Little wobble there from Darren Kelly though.
Yeah, it didn't really affect Gaz Whiter going wide. He just closed the door on the Turbo Smart logo. And what a chase from Whiter. That is why he is 4-time New Zealand champion. So Darren Kelly is going to have to deliver the goods on the chase. Whiter initiates in. Kelly, though, he's right there. Big angle, aggressive switch from Kelly as he closes the door now. Is he going to be able to keep on the Phoenix S14? The Phoenix S14 has a huge gap.
Yeah, Darren Kelly just a little slow up over the hill, and that's going to hand an advantage to Gaz White's favour. Who's it going to be?
Well, after that chase, there's only one man that should be standing on top of the podium, and that's Gaz White, with Darren Kelly in second and Kurt Whitaker in third.
Stoked to be back. Hampton Downs is it's over pretty quick, but there were some tight battles today, so I was pretty stoked with how we went in top 8 against Fanger and the final against Darren. I was able to push as hard as I could, and they were great battles.
A well-deserved win there from Gaz White in the Phoenix S14. Don't forget you can catch all the extended coverage on D1NZ.com. There is your championship leader still, Kelly, out at 350 ahead of Redwood, Woolhouse and Wider. Kenny, victory burnouts are on.
Yeah, Darren Kelly has retaken the championship lead. Victory burnouts ending round 4 here at Hampton Downs. Now make sure you crank the volume because we've got a special feature coming right up. We're returning to Pukekohe Raceway next weekend.
It's probably one of the hardest things as an event organiser to get handed a bit of paper that tells you your future and you can do nothing about it. In 2011 we were served an abatement notice from the Auckland Council, and it basically said you can't use this venue anymore, and there was no way around it, you know. So it was a real hard pill to swallow. No other series in the world had heard of it. You know, we talked to Formula Drift, to the European All-Stars, Drift All-Stars, and a lot of other series. And when I talked to them about it, you know, FD runs the streets of Long Beach in California. There's apartments lining the whole course, and smoke goes through those. They'd never heard of it. They'd never had a complaint like that. And that's what it was. It was smoke left the boundary of this venue. So I wasn't going to accept no for an answer. And 4 years of fighting, we found a way. A long resource consent process started. It was really cool that the residents, they still welcomed drifting with open arms. The businesses did as well. There was just this one guy that stopped it for us. Finally, we found a regional Resource Management Act plan that we could apply for, and after 4 years we went through a very expensive, long, tedious process to get drifting back.
It's a special place for all the old dogs. There's not many of us left, so it'd be so good to get back there. The crowds used to be huge. It's going to be pretty cool to watch.
Probably the first track I actually ever drifted at. Way back in the day, like 2002, 2003. So yeah, I used to go there on Fridays and pay $80 and just go out and destroy some old 15-inch tires. It's been a long time since we've been that fast drifting, so it's going to be pretty intense.
It's one of those tracks where people come from a long way away to come and see, because it's a real unique track. And yeah, I was always there in the crowd watching before I started drifting, and yeah, pretty much as soon as I could get onto that track, I was out there doing it.
We used to go down there, we didn't even have cars, and we'd watch all the like OG Gaz and stuff go through it, and yeah, that's what made us get into drifting. So to me, that's New Zealand drifting, like that we grew up watching. It's so much faster than any other track. It's like a good gear up, and it's just, yeah, you gotta pick up your man coins and yeah, just commit.
I'm actually almost a little bit nervous about it. The cars have come a long way. Tyres are a lot wider, a lot stickier.
You come out and you're shaking. No matter how long you've been driving, those first few laps are just like, whoo, I'm still here, I'm still alive.
Entering at that sort of speed and down to just meters of judgment, like, you know, if you enter a couple of meters too late, you know, it starts getting a bit dodgy on it.
It's one of those tracks that once you get used to it, and once you just get used to the speed and the scariness of it, it's awesome, man. It's the best kind of track that you can go out there and compete on.
Stand on the wall and we come past at 200 kilometers an hour. It's an unreal scene, an unreal feeling. You can feel it through your body when you're a spectator.
You just used to make sure you had the speedo off the clock, touching the Made in Japan sign.
Yeah, it is really the home of drifting and the home of D1NZ. That's where it all started. So yeah, it's awesome that we can go back there now, and definitely going to put on a show for the finals.
It holds a lot of memories for me, and it holds a lot of memories for the drivers. We've crowned a lot of drift kings here and a lot of champions. Carl Ruderman, Fanga Dan, Gaz Whited, to name a few. You know, the history here, you can't compare it to anywhere else. This is New Zealand's home of drifting. This is the house of drift for New Zealand, and the grand final's coming.
The D1NZ title fight continues on next week's show with the penultimate round from Christchurch. But after the break, we head back to Goulburn's Wakefield Park for all the support action from round 5 of the Swan Insurance Australasian Superbike Championship.